Welcome back to another episode of Beyond Small Talk. I'm your host, Chris. Currently, I'm recording this week's podcast just as I finish walking at the park. Just using a basic smartphone and a pair of earphones to record. I don't have any real desire for the bigger equipment or studio, especially right now. It's just creating, in its simplest form. But nevertheless, I wanted to come to you and share an experience that I had this past week, last Sunday, up in Boone, North Carolina, where I participated in the mountaineer 4-miler and 10-miler, although the one I participated in was the 4-miler. I wanted to talk about that opportunity that I had to participate, in running this race, because I've never ran, the 4-miler before, so it was a good opportunity to test myself, and of course, kind of see, how far I had came in this journey of, health and fitness. There were many takeaways from the experience, and I would love to touch on all of them, but it was just such a cool, experience and opportunity to not only be somewhere that I've never been, especially going on to the football stadium at App State, but running through the town, and kind of taking all that in the environment was just something that was truly, remarkable to go through. I don't really know the direction I'm heading with this podcast. And now I want to go away with the takeaways from the race and then kind of explain, what I seen and experienced through that opportunity. Before I get into that, one of the things that I noticed as I looked around and waited for the race to start was this guy kept kind of walking around, and he was stretching, but you could tell that he was ready, like he had anticipated this moment. He was ready for the moment. He was excited about it, but he had to keep moving his body. As I sat there and I watched him, I was adjusting my headphones, making sure my playlist was right and what have you, when really all I was doing was observing all the other people. And in doing so, I'm doing my stretches in anticipation for the race to start. I realized that we're all just there for the common goal, to finish the thing that we start. As the race, gets started and underway, I come to realize that you can either succumb to the moment or you can rise to the moment, rise to the challenge, if you will. There was many times where I wanted to quit. Thankfully I didn't. I never stopped once. I finished the entire race without stopping, and I'm very proud of myself for that. But that goes back to, rising to the moment, realizing the moment and being present in that moment is just a powerful thing. And you realize so much about yourself in those moments when you're being tested. When you get out of your comfort zone, that's when you grow. And a lot of people, myself included, they enjoy that comfort zone. And once you start to get in that comfort zone, you kind of back off a little bit. But, you have two choices. You can, like I said, succumb to the moment. I could have slowed down, rested, but then I wouldn't have been giving it my all. So I pushed through, finished the thing without stopping. And then another realization that I had about the moment was, as we're around other people, other like-minded people, trying to articulate my thoughts, but those people elevate us, they bring us up. When it's very contagious when you're around other people that are ambitious, that are striving, that are trying to, get to the same goal that you're trying to obtain. So I encourage you, or hope this finds you to be around other people. You know, the thing that you're wanting isn't going to be where your comfort zone is. It's going to be, you know, the thing that challenges you. It's also going to be around other people. Oftentimes, you're not going to do the thing by yourself. Now, there'll be times where you can, but you get the best out of yourself when you're around other, you know, like-minded people like yourself, and they bring the best out of you. I hope this message, you know, kind of finds somebody wherever you are, whether you're eating dinner, you know, also on a walk, or at work listening. I hope this kind of resonates with you. Yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening.